وصحبه أجمعين. In Arabic we say this dua, Allahumma asturna fawqa al-ard wasturna tahta al-ard wasturna yawm al-ard, which means, oh Allah, cover us up on this earth. The time of our life, we want Allah to cover us up. And also cover us up when we are inside the earth, nowhere on the earth. One day we will be in it. We want Allah to cover us up, maybe forgive us. And cover us up the day of the display, when all mankind will be displayed to Allah, will be exposed. يَوْمَ تُبْلَى السَّرَائِرُ, the day everything was hidden will be exposed. فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ قُوَّةٍ وَلَا نَاصِرٍ. And everybody, you have no power to help yourself, and no one also can help us. يَوْمَئِذٍ تُعْرَضُونَ لَا تَخْفَى مِنْكُمْ خَافِيَةٌ. On that day, you will be displayed, and nothing can ever be hidden. In our life, we can hide so many things, but on the judgment day, all mankind will see us and whatever we have done. The ayah we just recited in the Salat al-Isha, فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ فَسَوْفَ يُحْسَبُ. Our topic is about Ramadan, and really we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us alive before we die. Who can explain what that means? Oh Allah, give me a chance to live before I die. What that means? To know what it means, we need to know what is the real meaning of being alive. What is the sign that somebody is alive? What is the sign that I'm alive as a human being? That's the Iman. Without Iman, we are dead. أَوَمَنْ أَحْيَيْنَاهُ. أَوَمَنْ كَانَ مَيْتًا فَأَحْيَيْنَاهُ وَجَعَلْنَا لَهُ نُورًا يَمْشِي بِهِ كَمَنْ مَثَلُهُ فِي الظُّلُمَاتِ. Are they equal? Are they similar? Somebody who was dead, and then Allah reminds them with the nur. And what is the nur? The Iman, the divine message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the only way to become alive. With Islam we are alive, without it we are dead. And we live in darkness. And always there are seasons in our life, and that seasons will help us to make a footstep forward, or even handstand forward towards the prosperity on the day when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell every human being that how long did you live, what did you do with your life, and we have no excuse to say, I didn't know. It is time to know. And we're looking for this type of timing, which is on the way coming to Ramadan. And I made a topic like this because truly many people, they link their destiny to a season like Ramadan. And they say, Ramadan is coming, I will not be the same person I was. These 30 days or 29 days course, a divine course from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is enough to make a change in their life. And truly many people, internally they admit the shortcoming, the sinful life, and so on, and the bad relation between them and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they're waiting for this type of season. We are not supposed to wait for Ramadan. And every day should be Ramadan for us if we believe time and places will never change us. We are the only one who will change ourselves. Ramadan will come and go, and some people may not even feel it came or not, because it means nothing to them. So not the time and not the place will maybe change and make us bad or good, but it is our will, our free will, which the Holy Quran says, وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. All of us, we have these two natures, taqwa and fujur. Taqwa means ultimate submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by all means. If we say we want to have taqwa in our heart, and fujur is when we decide willingly to ignore him, to ignore the one. If he wants something, he will just say be and it will be. If he wants to take the chance of life from me, he will just tell my heart to stop and it will. If he wants to decide that I will say nothing no more, he will take the light from my eyes. It may still look the same, but no more vision. And the ears and our thoughts. That's what we always say to ourselves. When the Holy Quran said, أَلَمْ يَأْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَنْ تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. It is not time yet for those people who say that they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not time yet for them, for their heart to bow down and have khushu and fear to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not time. And of course you say it is time. And what is the proof it is time? The proof is that, that's what I was sharing with my brother Amadou, from last Friday until today, for example, within a week, two of the uncles told me, straight away, the doctor gave me 4 months to live. What will be your feeling? If you have been told you have only 4 more months to live, after that you are going to die, what will you do in this 4 months? Will you? Yeah? Ibadah. Yeah. Ibadah, because it is a time of the yaqeen when I am sure that I am going to die in 4 months' time. I will say, okay, 4 months, that's a plenty of time for me. What about the last 20 or 10 years of my life? Was that enough or not? What else I need to remind me that I may die even before that? For example, the people who have been given that message, how many people from now to 4 months or 3 months, how many people who have not been warned will die? Thousands and thousands. They die on their way to school. They die on their way to work. They die on their bed. They die on their way to places that Allah loves them to be. They die on a place that Allah doesn't want them to be there. But they went there and Malakul Maut came and take their soul while they're there and separate between the soul and the body while they're in that place or doing that thing. In that we say, truly it is enough and it is time for me to mean it when I say I will live my life according to Allah's will. It is time for me to understand what is the meaning of saying La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. And times like Ramadan visit us every year. We have 5 days Salah to perform. 5 times a day. And if we don't do that, what will happen? We are destroying our destiny in dunya and akhirah. And whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us to focus on, for example, Hajj, all you need to do about it is once in your lifetime. Fasting, 30 days a year. Friday, once a week. Zakat, once a year. But when it comes to Salat, 5 times a day. And it was more than that. How many Salat was there in the beginning? How many? 50. And it was reduced to 5. Imagine if it remained 50, and we have to pray 50 times a day. What will we say? Those people who pray 5 times a day, today, now, even if it was 50, they will do it. Why? Because they believe that is why we are alive. The Salah is our life. The fasting that is to come, when we will learn how to say no to ourselves, that is our life. The time for us to be very strongly spiritual, when halal becomes haram, and imagine 30 days, a course you went through day after day for 30 days, and you are praying 5 times a day, praying Tarawih, wake up for Sahur, Iftar, and so on, and you abandon all the entertainment that stealing your life. You abandon them all. And truly the people who understand what Ramadan means, they will know that this is a time, if I had destroyed the whole year by wasting my time with this and that, Ramadan has to be special in my life. The way it is special in the eye of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The way it is special in every believer's heart. The way it is special in the heart of Jibreel and Mika'il and Israfil and all the Malaika. Special in the heart and the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And all the Sahaba who Allah told them all, I'm happy with the way you dealt with Islam. I'm happy with it all. That's what the Prophet said about the Sahaba. Radiyallahu anhum wa radu anhu. Ramadan was special to them, and they used that type of seasons to grow and elevate themselves higher and higher and higher towards Al-Firdaus al-A'la, the highest paradise. They were waiting for seasons like that. 30 days that changed my life. Did the days truly change these people's life, or they did it themselves? They did it realizing the inspiration of the season of fasting. And they did it knowing that this is a month. It is different to any other month of the year. There are kids and there are kids. There are parents and there are parents. There are husbands and there are husbands. There are wives and there are wives. Leaders and leaders. Someone like Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, among human society, you will never find someone similar to him. Also Ramadan, among the whole year, the 12th month, Ramadan is the month of the year. And Allah made it like that for those who care to utilize that season for the business between them and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Truly these 30 days, it will change our life if we know and prepare ourselves before it comes, how to enter Ramadan and how to welcome it. By the time the moon announced to the world, here I am. This is my 9th journey to you during the year. And this time I came to you with the best present of the year. It is the Hilal or the present of Ramadan. And we have been told, once Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extend your life and you see that Hilal, you look for it. And when you see it, what you say? Allahu Akbar again, as usual. Always Allah is the greatest. So when we see the Hilal, we remember Allah. We don't praise the Hilal, and we remind the Hilal, the present, with something very important. What is that? Rabbi wa Rabbuka Allah. My Lord and your Lord is Allah. You are one of Allah's creation, coming to remind us with our yearly responsibility, which is Ramadan. That is the link between us and everything Allah made and created around us. The moon reminds us with our duties. The sun does our daily salat. It has to do with the sun and the timing. And the stars remind us with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His ni'mah on us. And human society reminding us, if you don't do it, somebody out there will do it. And the Holy Quran says, oh, you will be dead. If you don't hold on to your day tight, Allah will wipe you out and then a better nation who will do it and hold on to Islam strongly until they leave Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you don't do the job, somebody else will do that. And if you don't go out there and display Islam and tell the world what really Islam is, somebody else will do that and we will not like it. The way they did. Many people say, tell the world about Islam. They are non-Muslims and they fight Islam by giving the wrong information about Islam to the world. Why they have the chance to do so? Because the Muslims are quiet. When we are quiet, somebody will do the job, but in a way that we don't like, and we have to blame ourselves. So all of us are ambassadors of Islam to this land. And everywhere you get to on this land, it will be a witness for you that I demonstrated that I am a Muslim, and then I saw it. Some of them, they came and asked, why are you doing that? I said, I'm doing my salah. Why are you dressed like that? Because I'm a Muslim. What is Islam? And they will tell them. So there is different way to get people into ourselves. attract them. And what is that? Heaven fills the way with us. When people want to attract others to them, they dress maybe a very funny way. And they walk in the society. Why? Because they want to announce themselves who are here. We have to know that we exist, and we cannot ignore us. People do that. Even people who went very low morally, they are proud to announce what they believe in publicly. And we believe the message that will save all people society is Islam. If the Muslims don't publicize it, who will do that? So Ramadan comes to remind us to use what? To talk ourselves and say, it is time truly for me to know what time is. One of the greatest scholars of Islam who became a friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before that, he was somewhat different. He was someone who was a highwayman. He was a strong, built. He bashed up people and takes their money, send them once away. And he breaks into houses and is stealing money. Yet, his nature was still able to say yes to the truth, yes to the fact. And when the fact came to his life one day, he sat down as a child and he gave up his past and truly he accepted it. And his job was what? Stealing. Going into houses, sneaking into houses and stealing night and when people are sleeping. And one day what happened to him? One night, he was going into one house, but there was a mighty bodyguard in that house. Who was the bodyguard? Remember? I told you this story a few times. Who was the bodyguard that saved the family from the theft, from these thieves? It was a teenage girl. This criminal, he was using the darkness of the night to cover his crime, and that girl was using the darkness of the night to stand privately between him and his dog. And she was playing tahajjud and reading the Quran. You know how other, the destiny words, we never know which footstep we will make, and that will be the changing point of our life. You never know. So when this man, Konda was coming into the house, and he waited until the people go to sleep. So they use the darkness to do their dark actions and the evil things. They use the darkness as a blanket to cover themselves. And when he went on the wall, one leg in and one leg is still out. And before his foot to step on the ground, he had the Quran. This girl was in her room and reading the Quran in her tahajjud. And the ayah she was reading when the burglar was coming into the house was أَلَمْ يَأْمِنِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَنْ تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَمَا نَزَلَ مِنَ الْحَقِّ. Is it not time for those people who say that they believe in God? Is it not time for their heart to be filled with fear of Allah and the truth? And that man he heard that. And he answered and he said, yes, it is time. That is the reason of his tawbah. He made tawbah when he was on his way to do stealing. Yet his heart was alive. He was a hero that when he gives the truth, he will surrender to that. And not everybody can do that. Only the real heroes can say, yes, I'm wrong. And from now on, I know the truth. I will be a different person from now. And we all know Al-Fudad al-Ayat, who used to, he cried to the extent that if you want to be sad, you go and see him. When you see him, you feel very sad. Remind you truly what made people so happy in this dunya. What guarantee did they have? To be an Abdul Rubat used to say, I used to travel, meaning from far away to go to Mecca, just to look at Fudai's face. Because when I look at his face, I remember myself and bring sadness into my heart. That man, after his tawbah, he kept crying so much, and when you look at his face, he is so sad. It reminds me of his heart. So it is time truly for us to say, yes, I will change myself now. And how Ramadan will work in my life. life. Just like anything else in our life, we have to plan for it. And in order for a plant to grow, putting the water and the fertilizer is not enough. We have to get rid of the weeds first. To welcome Ramadan properly, we still have 1 month to go. And within this 1 month, we don't know what is hidden for us in the store of destiny. We don't know. Only Allah knows. Who among us will make it? And in what way? How we will welcome Ramadan? If Ramadan is a very important visitor to us, when it comes, how it will found us? The way we talk, the way we dress, the way we live our family life, how it will be in order to welcome a guest who we have respect to or respect for. So 1 month to go, and if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extends our life to live until then, what we want to do, we prepare from day one and make the intention. This is a course for me, only me. Ramadan came all the way for me. Other people is their business today. But the whole entire Quran is for me to rectify myself. Every word and every ayah is talking to me. This ayah telling me to improve the way I earn, my earning way. This ayah telling me to improve my social life, my private life, the relation between me and my parents, my brothers and sisters, my neighbors, the non-Muslims around me, other humans, the animals, and everything around me. Every ayah telling us to improve something in our life. When we deal with it and live with it, it will make us alive. And that is the real life. Once we see that, every step I make, I take myself to court before I make it. Is it right or wrong? And then we make that. So that we don't just close our eyes and go through dunya like that. If we do that, what will happen? We will get hurt. Just like anybody close their eyes and going through a bush, they will get hurt. And when Umar bin Khattab asked Ubay bin Ka'ab, "Oh Ubay, what is the meaning of taqwa?" And Ubay said to him, "Have you ever been in a path or a road which is not paved and prepared for people to go through?" That's not going to try to go from here to another place without using no road there. You have to make it. And Ubay said, "Yes. Being in the desert, in the mountains, they will come across things like that." The boy said to him, "What did you do in order to cross that type of places?" When the Khattab said, of course, he licked his clothes and washed his feet where he put his footsteps and passed it safely. The boy said, "That's what we call taqwa." Also in this dunya, it is full of holes, thoughts, problems, and harmful things. If you close your eyes, you will be happy, but open your eyes and make sure. Don't put in your mouth something that will kill your soul. Don't go to a place that will kill your moral duties. Don't listen to something that will aim and arrow to kill the fear in your heart, the fear of Allah. Don't look at something that will extinguish the nur of your existence. All of this, we call it taqwa. I will not do anything that will harm me. We go through taqwa every day on our way to work. We use taqwa. Taqwa means when the light is there, the light is red, we stop. That is taqwa. Because if we go through, it means we don't have taqwa. We are careless. We don't know what will happen. So we use taqwa in our day-to-day life to make sure that our body is safe, our income is safe. Also on our way to Allah, we need taqwa. To make sure that by the time we are in front of Him, we don't have any language, which is unwanted. When the Prophet said to Abi Dhar, radiallahu anhu, khafif al-hilm, carry as less as you can in your life. And what he means by here, make sure by the time we go to Allah, there's no load of sin on our back. Because if that is the case, you cannot cross the sirat. One will fall in Jahannam, and we are not allowed to fall off from this sirat. So if you fall off from that one, you go to Jahannam. And how can we make it? If there is a rope here, and this rope can only carry 5 kilos, and everybody has to cross it. If I carry 100 kilos, what will happen to me? When I hold it, it will cut and I will fall. The sirat is like that. Our seed will turn into heavyweight. then we come across the Sirat. And Ramadan comes to help us really minimize that weight. But simply when we start to keep our eyes, our ears, and our mind very clean and pure in the month of Ramadan, that's the time that these 30 days, every day from these 30 days we decided, throw any ways away from our life, any unnecessary things, time wasting, reading books which is really useless, and things like that, we throw them away and concentrate on the Quran. So this course, the teacher is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the textbook, what is the textbook? The Holy Quran. And what are the conditions of the enrollment in that course? What are the conditions? You should not be a child, should not be a traveler, should not be sick, and should not be very elderly people who cannot go through fasting anymore. If that is the case, you don't have to fast. And women who go through their duties, when Allah uses women to look after human society. In another way, can you imagine when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used my mother's body and your mom's body and her work as the first accommodation for us before we come out into this world. Allah used somebody for us to survive there for 9 months. And she suffered to get us out of there, and some died on the way. In 2008, before that, 2001, when I went back home, and I visited a family in the hospital. And very amazing that woman, subhanAllah, truly, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for you long life, nothing and no one can kill you. Can you imagine a woman who gave birth, the pregnancy was 7 months old, she gave birth, and the placenta stayed inside for 3 weeks. And she was suffering, but nobody knows what is the reason. Go to the test that medicine, anything doesn't work. Until one doctor found out and tell the placenta still inside. But she survived. And I know a mother who told me that way, telling me about her son. This son, when I was pregnant with this son, she stayed in the hospital for 40 days. Cannot even go home, just to give birth to that child. And this is nothing compared to what other mothers went through in order to bring us out into this world. Allah uses somebody. And at that time, during the pregnancy or breastfeeding, also, they don't have to enroll in the course of Ramadan. They are exempted. In another word, if we are not one of these people, if I'm not a child, I'm not a sick person, I'm not traveling, I'm not yet in that old age where I cannot fast anymore, everything becomes so weak. As a person not pregnant and not breastfeeding, we must فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْ. Order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't love your body to the extreme that you say no to your Lord because of food and water. Because of food and water, if I say no to Allah, it means He means nothing to me. And this is a training for me. And when we realize truly what it is for, from day one, we decide there are some people who are in my life, but they're not good for me. Especially in the month of Ramadan, I'm going to tell them to stay away because I want to use it. We don't know who will live until next Ramadan or not. People whom you like and make your life become noisy and careless and maybe even sinful. Some people, shaitan use them to come to you and inspire to you all the sinful act and they share it with you. And we have to say, أعوذ بالله من شر خلق الله. Oh Allah, protect me from the worst of your creation. Allah told us, I sent my prophet to tell you, you are responsible for who you make your friends. You are responsible to find the good people and be away from the bad ones. And bad friends are those who disturb our journey towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who will not be helpful to you to do your salah or to observe your daily Islamic practices. So Ramadan is a visitor, and we make the plan from now. We live until that day, we will do this and this, and make the timetable already. Which surah you are going to memorize in Ramadan, and which surah you are going to learn to be the student of the Quran. Because we need to understand that Quran is not a book we do khatam every time and that is it. We need to know what it says. We have to become a very serious student to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, if you want to pick up Surah Maryam or Surah Nur and say in the month of Ramadan, I will listen to our mother Aisha anha, who used to encourage the ladies, for example, to learn Surah Nur. Read it and pick up a book which translates that surah to the language that you know and read the name. And you become a scholar of that surah. And what Surah Nur is telling me to do. Or Surah Yusuf, when you read Surah Yusuf, and then you decide from now on, I will deal with my family, with my society, the way Yusuf dealt with his family, who did wrong to him, who decided to kill him, who threw him away. So it is a surah of the family, it is a surah of the society, it is a surah of the real heroes, who remember that feeling to revenge is the first sign of weakness. But feeling to forgive is the first sign of victory, especially when it comes to family. We will never win a fight if the opponent is a family member. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says so. We are not allowed to fight them. We must know in our life, especially in the month of Ramadan, the man that will make every Muslim on earth stop eating and drinking from dawn to dusk. The man that will unite the Muslim world to control their desire once and for all. The man that will make millions of Muslims, they read the entire Quran together. The man that will bring many families together and eat together. That's the first thing and starting. As you know that if you want to live as a family, we have to be together. When we separate, what will happen? The means to be connected is gone. But when we eat together, eating is one of the most important things in our life. And when we do it together, you know what will happen? We will start to think, okay, we have to share things, we have to do things together, and we can talk and bring fun. As you know, when we are eating, we are allowed to talk, but not with the food in our mouth. We don't talk there. And when you swallow it, you are allowed to talk, and is the one who will bring happiness. You are living in the era and the generation of stress. Many people are stressed, and some people they put that stress on each other. Some people they take the universal problems now and put it on their wives or their husbands or their brother or sister, and the problem not a problem. It is the whole world going through this. Not fair, but to take all of that on me. So it is time for us to realize we need to remember the hope now, and Ramadan is coming with this hope. The month of victory, the month of battle, the month of Laylatul Qadr. If we let it go, and Jibreel makes the dua, and the Prophet Muhammad said, Amen. Anyone who survived in Ramadan and did not utilize it to restart their life, they are the real losers. That's what Jibreel, he makes this dua on Friday in the month of Ramadan. Can you imagine? Friday, the month of Ramadan, and when the Prophet ﷺ was on his way to the Mimbar to face the Ummah while he was fasting. And who made the dua? The chief of the angels, Jibreel alayhi salam. And we say, Amen, the chief of mankind, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And who the dua is against? Anyone who abuses Ramadan. Anyone who neglects Ramadan. فَعُدَ مَنْ أَدْرَكَ رَمَضَانَ وَلَمْ يُغْفَرْ لَهُ. And then the Prophet said, Amen. this dua is 100% accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because said by angel and seconded by Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who said that all my ummah will go to paradise unless those who don't want to. And then the Sahaba said, oh Messenger of Allah, and who is the one who doesn't want to go to paradise? And then they said, if you follow me and obey me, you will go to paradise. If you don't follow me and obey me, that means you have refused me. And we cannot afford to refuse the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We have accepted so many people in our life, and we read about them. And sometimes we even act like them and put their pictures in our rooms, in our wallets, in our mobile phones, and we call them stars. We accepted them in our life. How can we reject Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? And when we reject him, it means we have destroyed the means of guidance and hidayah for ourselves. We have to love somebody and follow their footsteps in order to win their support. But with the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he doesn't need any support from us or him, he did it for ourselves. He suffered and he went through everything we can imagine for us, and he taught us about Ramadan. So this man really will change our lives. These 30 days, if we use every day of that, we do our 5 daily salah, our eyes, we say the surah, ayah in Surah Al-Nur, قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِمْ. Tell the believers to lower from their gaze. And Allah gave it to us to help ourselves. If shaitan tried to force me to look at haram, Allah gave me these two things I can cover my eyes so I don't see them anymore. If shaitan forced me to use my time to say something bad, Allah gave me these 2 minutes, I could close it, and the time to say it anymore. The month of Ramadan, in order to win our fasting properly, we need to make a decision from now. And pray to Allah, oh Allah, please extend our life until we see it, and we will do the rest. Because the life is in the hand of Allah, but the action is in our hands, the achievement in our hands. And we have the chance to do that only once in our lifetime. Decide to do it, make the plan. It is to do with Quran, and it is to do with my family, what type of service I will do to them. To bring the joy of Ramadan to my family. To bring the flower of Ramadan to my family. What type of service we will do. We plan all of that now and dedicate ourselves to it. How we're going to participate in the making of Ramadan towards our families. And what type of steps we have towards the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What are the timing? And what is the lesson we will learn? By the end of Ramadan, what will happen? People will be given the graduate certificates. And what is the certificate that people will get in the end of Ramadan? It is a certificate saying that you are a God-fearing person. Taqwa. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, kutiba alaykum as-siyam. Fasting is compulsory on you. So remember this word, it is compulsory. The way the salah is, the way the zakat is, the way the hajj is, and so on, fasting is one of the pillars of Islam. It is compulsory on anyone who believes in Allah, the way it was on the nations before you who believe in Allah. Why? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Fasting will make you become a God-fearing person. And truly it does. If 30 days I don't look at haram, I don't listen to haram, I don't say haram things, and I focus myself on Quran, tahajjud, taraweeh, and donation, and so on, and talk to Allah every day for 30 days, I think even after Ramadan, this energy is enough for us to go through the rest of the year until another Ramadan comes. But if you do the fasting properly and remember the purpose of it, that's why it will be truly 30 days that changed my life. We need something to help us change our life. Sometimes it is a friend, and sometimes it is a problem, and sometimes it is a happiness. When people say, oh, Abba, you did all of this for me, I have no excuse not to obey you. What you have been giving. What do we want in our life is important for us and we don't have it. we have the safety. You go home, you sleep, you wake up when you want. You go to school or to work and you come back safe. One is what's happening to our brothers in Syria, in Palestine for 60 years and no safety. In Kosovo, what happened? In Africa, and you name it. And we don't go through that in here. And when we have this type of ni'mah, the Holy Quran says, الَّذِينَ إِن مَّكَّنَّاهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ أَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتَوُا الزَّكَاةَ وَأَمَرُوا بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَنَهَوْا عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. Those people, when we give them safety on earth and tranquility and bless, what is the tax they have to pay? أَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ. They take care of their salah seriously. And they help the needy people. And they're being responsible for their social life, killing each other. Don't do that, that is wrong. Do that one, that is right. And this is the pillar of our social life. For us to encourage each other to do what is right and discourage each other not to do what is wrong. And we have to do this if we really want to see each other happily in paradise. Otherwise, we will blame each other. And this responsibility is even heavier when you come to family members. And I don't believe any one of us will say on the judgment day you will be told, you made it, but your sister didn't make it, or your brother, or your mom, or your dad. It is very, very disappointing. We want all of us to make it. If we want that to happen, we can see someone in the family, you know that you want to do is wrong and you know it. Maybe you don't pray, and you know that. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you don't do your salah, you have nothing to prove that you used to be a Muslim on your life in dunya. Things like that. We have to take care of each other if we really love our family members. And always, the heroes will sit down before that fact as a child and they will listen. And they choose their life. And when we don't listen, no one can help us. But when we listen, we have the chance to do tawbah, and we can cover the distance that is left for us to go to paradise. Can you imagine anyone can be worse than someone who killed 100 people? And what is next? Someone who killed 100 people, what do you think of that person? Killing one human being, can you imagine? أنه من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا. When you kill innocent human being, any human being, and they're innocent, the crime we have committed is just like killing the whole human society. It is the same thing. Killing one person or killing all mankind in one go, the size of the sin is the same. This man, he killed 100. What happened to him? He went to paradise. Why? Because there was only that distance, a hand span, distance between paradise and he made it. How did he make it? He sat down before the fact as a child and he made the move. Because he was told, if you're serious in this, you want to do tawbah, you have to leave this country, you have to leave your friends, sacrifice them, don't leave them. Look for friends who will help you with aim and grow. Leave this place and go to another place. And that one was serious and he made it. And on his way to the new land, what happened? He left that village and went to another one. Before he reached there, Malakul Maut came and took his life. It was time for him to die. But he was on his way to a new life. And then when he died, what happened? The malaika of adab and punishment came to take him for punishment. And the malaika of mercy came to take him. Because those said, look, this man killed 100 people. He is dead. And the other, but he did tawbah and he approved that he left this place and is moving to different place to restart his life. And then Allah sent another angel to tell them as a judge, you make a measurement between where he is and the sinful land, where he is and the future land. If he is closer to the old land, that means his tawbah is not accepted. If he is closer to the new one, his tawbah is accepted, he goes to paradise. And truly he was closer to this one, to that old man. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who controls our growth, who decides for us to grow or remain small, who decides for the ocean to expand high tide and low tide, who decides for the moon to come closer or further, who decides for the weather to come and go, you name it. He also decides the earth to expand or shrink. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the earth shrink, and this man became by measurement, he is closer to this one, only that much. And that was how he fulfilled his destiny, because he made it. He was on his way to Allah when Malakul Maut came to him. Maybe between us and paradise, only that one we need. How to get it? By making good decisions. By saying, okay, so far, the relation between me and my family was not good. I will make it, because I can do that. So far, my salat was not good in the past of my life. I'm still alive. I don't want to die like this. I will make a change in my life. We count our shortcomings and decide to have a new beginning. And always we have this. But many people say they can't. Otherwise, can you imagine truly if the message was given to us, oh Adam, you are going to die in a week's time. In this week, what will I do? I will realize I don't need house anymore. I don't need any car. I don't need anything. I will start giving everything donation. This is what we are worried when things get serious in our life, truly. But when we forget, we start to do anything to get as much as we want, even if we have to step on the borders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when we sit there, face to face, then we realize, what for? What I'm going to do with all of this? And we keep them away. Ramadan reminds us with this type of things. Be hungry and be thirsty because it's good for us. It makes the highway of shaitan very narrow in our mind. The more we are full, the more we have the desire. So many desire I want to fulfill that. And shaitan may even provoke some people to fulfill it in the haram. And they forgot to have a joy for a few seconds, for a few minutes, for a few days, and you sacrifice the paradise that has been paid for you. Wise business people, they don't deal with this type of business. I'm going to win a bit and lose a lot. We don't do that. So with Ramadan, we get to decide and talk to ourselves honestly. This man will come and take me with him and go. Ramadan will take many people and go. How? It means it will say you made it. You pass the course. And here is your certificate. Don't waste it. Now you are someone with taqwa. If Ramadan finished and we take this certificate and just maybe put it on the wall and forget and go back to the sinful things, it didn't work. When we graduate from Syria, from Medina, of course, in every university, they will give you a certificate. But with Islamic school, they will give it to you and say to you, وَالْجَامِعَ إِذْ تَمْنَعُهُ هَذِهِ الشَّهَادَةِ تُوصِيهِ بِتَقْوَى اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ فِي السِّرِّ وَالْعَلَانِيَّةِ. Can you imagine? وَأَنْ يَسْلُكَ بِهِ سَبِيلَ الْعُلَمَاءِ الْعَامِلِينَ. This university presents you this certificate with the hope that you fear Allah in your private life, in your public life, and use this certificate to follow the path of ulama, scholars who act upon what they know. They don't only have the knowledge, but they act upon it. That is the only useful knowledge. Whatever we are learning, if we don't practice, then it is very useless, it is a curse. On the judgment day, what will happen? Yeah, he knew, but he ignored. She knew, but she ignored. And we don't want to be that. So Ramadan will give us, inshallah, if we behave well as a good student in the course of Ramadan and take care of the text, which is the Holy Quran. And the time, the class time, you can say, it starts from dawn to dusk. We have to go to school very that early and come back home very late. From dawn to dusk, don't eat and don't drink. And when you break your fasting, you say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, I did my fasting for you. And I'm breaking my fasting for you. So please forgive me. All of these, a lot of things in Ramadan, and we can start now getting these booklets about my fasting, how to make sure that I fix properly the pillar of Islam, which is compulsory on me to do it, the way I do my salah, and the way I do my hajj, and the way I do my zakat. Also Ramadan is one of them. I'm talking to ourselves, I will do it, I will make it 30 days. Every day of them will be polishing my heart once, second, and remind you when you go to hajj, and you go around the Kaaba one time, and you feel not enough. Oh Allah, I go around your house one more time, again and again and again. Not enough. You go to Safa, to Marwa, back 7 times. Not enough. You go to Mina, to Muzdalifah, and you prove it from now on. I will never follow Shaitan. And you take rocks and stone him. And this is a symbol of you are completely out of my life. I stone you to death. I don't know when you go to Hajj. And every rock is worse on Shaitan than nuclear bomb, you can say. Every rock, this is how tiny it is, and when you throw it, you don't know what Shaitan is going through. Allah told us to do so. And once we do that, I'm going back home as a new person, and you are not welcome anymore in my life, or anyone who you use to destroy me as a Muslim. Ramadan does the same. No one will gaze, and we don't listen to something that will make wipe our fasting. Or we say word that will wipe our fasting. So our eyes has to fast, our ears, our tongue, but the minimum thing of course is don't eat and don't drink in the month of Ramadan. This is a minimum to say, look, I did my fasting. But is it accepted or not? Only Allah. Just like the salah. I did 4 rakah and I gave salah. I did my salah. But is it accepted or not? Only Allah knows. It depends on for sure. Also with the fasting, we decide inshallah, we will say no to TV. And when you go to TV, you are going to listen to your scholars. Be away from Shaitan because he used many people and his army. And very early, they're already putting the ad and announcing the special drama of Ramadan is coming. And who will do that? The actors who have been through immoral things throughout the year, acting in their movies, and in Ramadan they pretend to be God-fearing people. And dressing like Muslims, and they make a religious drama. And it is the same person who does the immoral things, committing the worst things in front of the eyes of the world, in the name of what? Civilization and freedom and action and movies, and they call it. And they forgot your heart may stop while you are doing that. What will happen to you? You say, alive, there is something better to do if you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you believe in the days when you will be in the grave, if you believe when you will be in front of Allah face to face, and you look around and you can see nothing except Jahannam and what you have done. So we be away from these dramas in Ramadan. Our drama is the Holy Quran. Imam Malik, rahmatullahi alayhi, who used to sit in the mosque of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, teaching the world Islam. When Ramadan comes, he closes all his books and he opens the Quran. This is what the scholars do, not about us. We need to be at least sincere and dedicated student of the Quran in the matter of the Quran. But we have to play that from now and cut out so many things. The television, unless you are going, maybe you are tired of reading, you go there and listen to the ulama who will be talking about how to go through Ramadan in a successful way. And all the games, close on there. The unnecessary talks in the telephone, stop it. And the unnecessary visitings, and all of these things, because you want to win Ramadan. If you don't do that, it will get passed, and all of a sudden say, oh, tomorrow is Eid. And it's true. And the people who made it, they will express their joy and happy, new clothes and everything, because they fasted 30 days, they prayed the Tahajjud, Tarawih, and they did Quran and they did everything. It worthy to be happy. But if I didn't do that, why shall I be up there jumping and chanting and dancing? What did I do? Nothing. That's the same thing. We need the certificate. And hold on to that, inshallah, and take it with us into our grave. And always just remember, we don't know within the last few days to come who among us will make it. And why we say this? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ عِنْدَهُ عِلْمُ السَّاعَةِ وَيُنَزِّلُ الْغَيْبَ وَيَعْلَمُ مَا فِي الْأَرْحَامِ وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ مَاذَا تَكْسِبُ غَدًا. There is no soul knows what will happen to you in the future, so tomorrow, or what you will get. وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَمْرٍ تَمُوتُ. And no soul knows on what land they will die and when. We never know. But you are sure, I don't want to die in the toilet. No. I don't want to die in the bar, in the nightclub. I don't want to die when I'm in a place that even the people who know me will not like to see me there. I want to die, if you deserve it, when I'm praying. I want to die when I'm reading the Quran. I want to die on my way to visit a family member for the sake of Allah. I want to die when, things like that. This is a sign that you made. This is your life, and Allah will take you so like that. And the Prophet ﷺ said, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِذَا أَرَادَ اللَّهُ بِعَبْدٍ خَيْرًا اسْتَعْمَلَهُ. If Allah wished good for someone, Allah will use them. The Sahaba say, how Allah can use people? He said, يُوَفِّقُهُ لِعَمَلِ الْخَيْرِ ثُمَّ يَقْبِضُهُ عَلَى ذَلك. Allah will give you His divine support, and you get yourself involved in a good deed, and keep doing that until when the day you are dying, you die while you are doing that. That is a good ending. The other way is not good. When we get used to do something wrong, and what the hadith is saying, you will live, you will die the way you lived your life, and you will come out from your grave the way you died. Which means I cannot live my life in a very simple life, and when I am dying, a miracle will happen. All of a sudden, I go to sujood and die there, or found myself around the Kaaba. No. Allah is so fair, and He will bring the result of our life when we are dying. On that moment, people will know who was what. That's why we have been told, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your private life and in your public life. Because on the day of judgment, whatever happened, miskala dharra, the tiniest thing you can imagine, we cannot see with our naked eye. Good or bad, it will affect us. It will affect us. That's why we have to avoid anything bad. Especially the month of Ramadan is a season for us to train ourselves things like that. The minor sins, we avoid them, starting from what we look at every day, what we listen to every day, what do we say, where do we go. All of this we can, inshallah, make the plan to live with Ramadan properly, and if that is the case, then 30 days will change our life the way it did to many people's life. If we live our well-being to Ramadan, or to Hajj, or to Zakat, or to something else. Some people do this way. I know I'm wrong, but when I get married, I will change my life. I know I'm wrong, but when I get a job, I will change my life. Amen. And all of this is the footsteps of Shaitan. They keep on doing it until, and this is a plan, but death is closer to us. We don't make this type of planning. Our planning is to worship Allah now and then, if we live longer. That is the best life. If we have long life and good deeds, but long life and bad deeds, it is a curse. Ramadan is short, but in it there is one life better and greater than 1,000 months. Means 83 years of ibadah good ibadah, you can make it in one night in Ramadan. Which night we don't know. So we have to use every single day of Ramadan in order to win it. And that's Laylatul Qadr. As a youth, the challenge is harder on you. But remember, also, the power to obey Allah is in you. All of you can do it. And the fujur and the taqwa, say both of them in this book. And aflaha man zakaha wa qad khaba man dassaha. Those who purify their youth and their life, they prosper. Those who made it dirty and clean, they lost. So we have the steering wheel of our life when we are youth. You can challenge anything and anyone when you are youth. And you can bring back what you lost in your past when you are youth. And you can again decide how your future will be when you are youth. So this is the meaning of our life. And we need to give it to the right direction. And the time like Ramadan, it reminds us truly to use that season for that thing to happen to our life. Hold the Quran, put all the other books away, except your school books. Islamically, you must study your school book. Islam wants you to be the best in the class. Islam wants us back to the days when someone like Ibn Sina, Ibn Rushd, Ibn Haytham, Al-Idrisi, Khawarizmi, and you know all the scientists in the past who introduced Europe to what? To science. They hold Islam and they hold anything mankind needs. You name it. The Muslims. They did it once, they can do it again, but through the youth who will remember why I go to school. I go to school, and the relation between is only between me and my teacher. I will take the best out of the teacher and move from this place and go and help the Muslim folk. If you don't do that, other people are doing it. They go there to school, they're not Muslims, and they will get the highest marks, and then they sit on the highest chairs in the country and make the decisions. And the Muslims, they cannot make it, they will just have to follow the rules because they didn't study hard at school. Somebody else took that marks and they are in the country deciding what will happen in the parliament. And the Muslims have to just be outside and complain. But we used to be in the same class. If they can make it, Islam told us, we should be above that. No one should be above the Muslim. And Islam ya'lu wa la yu'la alayh. And we need to remember that in your classroom. How many people around you? All of them. They want their ism to be above yours. And it is a challenge. We should not really go to school just to meet my friend and play with this and do funny things or other nasty things sometimes and ignore our reality. You are representing a nation. You represent a prophet, a book. You represent a code. And this is how you do at the school. This is the harvest and the fruit of Islam. You are responsible to have this feeling in the classroom. And we can do it. We can carry both. And then they will really see Islam is coming back. And who will bring it back? Not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said, no. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. What is happening to Muslims now, Allah will never change it until the Muslims change themselves. And we all are Muslims. The children, the Muslim teenagers, the Muslim youth, and the Muslim men and women. We are the one to really be a good ambassador for Islam wherever we are. At work, at school, and remember we can do it. And the world will be proud of you, and the Muslim world will be proud of you, and Australia will be proud of you, because many Australians, they are waiting for this. They want to see the fair life in the whole world. In order to do that, you need a position, and then you can say what you want to say loud, and you will be heard. But if you don't get that position, you will just always remain down to complain and complain and complain. And the season makers, they said what they want. One day they will say, okay, no hijab. One day, no niqab. One day, okay, no masjid. One day, no Islam. And then we don't have that political power or the influential power. We will just start to complain and complain, and we should not be a bad heart. We have to be strong enough to look at ourselves as youth, and it will happen because we can do that. And Ramadan is a training for that to produce men and women who represent the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, who represent the Prophet Isa alayhi salam, who represent the Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and all of them. Once we will not do that, what will happen? The adab will come and everybody will take it. So remember yourself in Ramadan, after Ramadan, I'm here for a mission. What is that mission? For Islam to be on top of where we are in Islam. Any questions about concerning Ramadan? Then answer you. The reason why I think this one that we use that so we speak out because sharing our problems we can go through it easily. But sometimes we suffer when we keep our problems to ourselves. That is really important to be open-minded and let's be frank and fearless. I always say this way, be frank and fearless because with Islam nothing will ever hurt you. If it does, we're used to it. And we know what will happen to us on our way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes?
Do you think is it question and sessions?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can do. Any question about Ramadan, something maybe you want to answer to friends who are non-Muslim and want to know some things about fasting, or you personally want to go through Ramadan and you don't know what to do? Spend our life until we see the Hilal and talk to the Hilal, go on with your Ibadah, we will go on with our Ibadah and we'll see you inshallah in the end of the month and say goodbye to you and see you next year if we have more life to do. All of this to be done now because we're going to live once. If we missed it, we missed it for good. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك. السلام عليكم.